What's up, guys? How are you doing? Welcome to the live stream. I'm just going to bring it up on my computer here. I know I know the game's on. When I scheduled this, I completely forgot that was going to be on. But give me 1 sec. In the meantime, let me know where you're from, where you're watching this from, how you're doing, all that fun stuff. For some reason, the live stream's not showing up on my computer, so I just have to get it. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, what's up? Say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching this. We got Mikros from Greece. We got yeah, it's 1-1 in the Man United Chelsea game if you're interested. Dev Vatsa from India. S Rags from Norway. We got Football Hustle from Sweden. Danny from Las Vegas. We got Sam from Nepal. That's awesome, guys. Taiwan I saw in there. Matteo from Italy. Korea, California, Jamaica, Saudi Arabia. What's up, guys? Watching from Denmark. Yeah, sorry to take you away from the Man United Chelsea game. Hopefully you can watch it at the same time. We'll keep this live stream pretty short, so because I definitely want to at least get the end of it. My day's going really well. Thank you, Cameralina, I think. We got Iraq. We got North Pole. Really? Are you really from the North Pole? Or you winding me up a bit there, because that's cool if you are. I've never heard of someone. Or I've never met someone from the North Pole. We got Pakistan, we got Egypt, New York, Melbourne, Nepal again, Austria, sorry. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know there's a really good game on right now, so I really appreciate that we already have 100+ people in here. Mo Salah is the GOAT. He definitely is. He's on fire. He scored again the other day in a dominating display. He is just the man. So just to go over it really quick how this works if you're new is essentially I have some of your questions down here from the community tab that I'm going to answer, and then I'm going to answer some of your questions from the comments, so we'll go back and forth. And yes, we're going to keep it pretty quick today because I know a lot of you want to watch the rest of the Man United Chelsea game, and someone just said it's halftime, I think you said, so we'll keep this 30 minutes or less so we can get our ass over to that game, because I'm especially interested because if Man United don't win, I think Liverpool remains second, which would be awesome. So come on, Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea supporter right now. Gio, fine. Calm down there, lad. Gio wants a shout out. Hi, Gio. I'm just kidding, man. What's up? Sean, what's up? Hello. How you doing, man? Gabriella asks Messi or Ronaldo. I love both of them, but if I had to choose one, I would choose Messi. Do I watch Become Elite? I do watch Become Elite. I love Matt's channel. He creates amazing content, and I just think he's a really cool, positive, motivated dude. And obviously, he's got professional football experience, so it's always nice to hear his perspective on things and kind of get like what's going on the inside of professional football. So that's really cool. All right, guys, so let's get into some of your questions here. Then I'll get into some of your questions there. Arsenal versus Manchester City. That's the EFL Cup, I believe, right? So that's the final. I can't remember when that's when that's on. So here we're going to go right into the question that's on the thing here, which is, yeah, I can say hi, Nihad. How you doing? I may have pronounced that wrong. So Santiago asks, what separates good players from great players, which is actually the main question here. My favorite team is Liverpool. I like Lewandowski, sure. And what separates good players from great players? Honestly, sometimes it's actually hard to tell the difference because you can have a good player and a great player at the same level of ability. But I really think that there's a few key things that differentiates a great player from a good player. And for me, one of the things is their mentality. Like if you have a good player who's really good with their skill, they're technically really gifted, they may be one of those players, for example, you see in the Premier League that has like a really good season but doesn't have a good season after that. A lot of that has to do with mentality and confidence. You look at Ronaldo's, the Messi's, other great players like Neymar and Suarez, Coutinho, who scored an amazing goal for Barca the other day, by the way, if you didn't watch. Typical curling effort into the corner, beautiful goal. But one of the biggest differences between these players and players who, like, you watch them play sometimes and you're like, this guy's really good. Why isn't he more well known? Why isn't he like up there with the best? A lot of it has to do with confidence. And Ronaldo, for example, is a player with great confidence. Same with Messi. They have incredible self-belief. They have belief in themselves to get better. They have belief in themselves to perform in every match. They have the belief in themselves to be the difference maker in matches. Harry Kane has this. A bunch of the best players have this. And one of the things with players that maybe never make it to that point where they're putting in performances every single week for their teams is a confidence issue sometimes. And at the top level, confidence is probably very hard to maintain because you have a lot of critics. You probably have a lot of, you have a lot more pressure. So it's a lot harder to maintain. So I think mentality is huge. I think, if you're not confident, you'll never be a great player because you won't have that consistency. But the great thing is confidence can be worked on. And in fact, I gave away a free course yesterday. If you take a look at my last video, you can get access to that. It's a confidence building course, and it's free. I gave it away for free. So you can go take a look at that. And Sam, yeah, good luck. I hope it goes well for you. So another thing is when you get up to higher levels in any sport, really, I found they make less mistakes. Now, they might, you might see matches every now and then at the top level where there are a lot of players making mistakes. But if you look maybe at the Chelsea-Man United game, for example, when one of the players makes a mistake, you can feel the reaction from the other players. You can hear the reaction from the commentators. It's not normal for these kind of players to make too many mistakes. De Gea, apparently, for the goal today against Man United, Williams scored, but apparently De Gea should have saved it. Most of the times he would. They don't usually make those kind of mistakes. So I'd say even if you're really good, players at the top level, the great players make better decisions. They have a higher soccer IQ. They make much less mistakes. Even if their ability is slightly a little better or at the same level as a good player, they make less mistakes. They do the right thing more often than not. So mentality, less mistakes. They do the right thing more often than not. Decision making, because again, your ball control, your skills can be great, but if you're making the wrong decisions, if you don't have the confidence, what doesn't matter then? You're not going to be able to perform. Okay, so let me get your questions in here, and then we'll go back to those questions there. And again, guys, we're going to be doing this a little shorter today because I know we all want to get out to the matches or watch the matches. So we will do that. We're just going to keep this 20 to 30 minutes. All right. How to deal with ball hogs, Gio asks. That's a hard one because, you can't really force someone to pass the ball. All I would say is, do the best that you can. Work on your game as much as possible. There's no point. If any of you have yelled at another player, that doesn't work. Who is going to win the League Cup? I would say Man City, but the League Cup's weird. Arsenal could win it. They're two great teams, but Man City's in better form, so I'll say Man City. But going back to your ball hog question, you can't control other people. You can't control what they do. All you can control is yourself. So, do what you normally would do to call for the ball, make the runs, make sure you're open, and really, if the coach is really good and someone's ball hogging it and they're losing the ball and they're not benefiting your team, then a good coach will bench that player until they kind of learn not to do that. But so especially as you move up the higher levels, when you move up to better club teams, when you move up to the collegiate level, if that's what you're looking for, coaches don't really like ball hogs for the most part because if they're losing the ball, they're hurting the team. So just keep working on your game, keep calling for the ball, keep doing everything you can do. You can't control the other person, but keep doing everything you can do. Eventually, those kind of players will be phased out or forced to pass the ball a lot more. So there isn't really too much you can do directly to that player. You can talk to them if you want, but I can't promise you that it will go well or anything. But anyway. Let's go on to the next question here, and then we'll get to your questions back in there. So Nana Frimpong asks, why is confidence so important in football? My favorite club is Liverpool, by the way. So why is confidence so important? So here, this is huge for me. I made a whole little mini course on this for you guys to have for free because I think confidence is so important and I wanted you guys to all have access to confidence building techniques. So again, please, if you haven't signed up for the confidence building course, sign up for it. It's free. I gave it away for free for a reason because I want everyone to be able to improve their confidence. And why it's so important is because, again, you could be Messi level. You could be at Messi's skill level, Messi's ability level, but if you don't have the confidence or self-belief to actually use that skill and ability in matches, you won't. Consistency comes from confidence. Standout performances come from confidence. All of this comes from confidence. Enhanced performance comes from confidence. If you don't feel like you're a good player, if you see yourself as a bad player, it doesn't matter how much skill in the world you have. You could be the next big thing skill-wise, but if you lack confidence, you won't be until you develop that confidence. Again, you look at players like Ronaldo, you look at Messi, you look up you look at Hazard, you look at these players, they're extremely confident in their ability. Not arrogant, they always are trying to improve, but they're super confident. And without that confidence, I guarantee you they would not be the players that they are, because confidence really motivates you to get better. Confidence really helps you play better in the moment and helps you future-wise as well. That's why it's so important. I don't think you can succeed in anything in life, football, schooling, any occupation you can think of, or at least thrive and do well in it, without confidence. So it's really important to develop. But another thing that I mentioned in the course I was talking about, confidence is a skill. Every single one of you, everyone in the world can develop confidence. It's a skill. It's not something you're born with. It's not something that one person was lucky enough to have and another person was not, was just unfortunate. It's something that everyone can develop. So that's the cool thing about confidence. But yes, it is incredibly important. Okay. All right, let's get back to your questions in here. We're going to answer a few more. Again, guys, for you guys just joining, we are keeping it a bit shorter because of the game's on today, and I definitely want to react. Well, I definitely want to watch those, and I know you do too. So someone asked, how to react when there are politics in football, and why haven't I been posting as much? I'll answer both of those. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. We're gonna breeze through this so we can get back to the game. But politics in football, guys. Here's the thing with politics in football and really anything else outside of your control. When there are politics in football, I'm not saying that you should like that or agree with it. I'm not saying that if something is crappy is going on or something manipulative or something that's obviously corrupt is going on. There's a lot of, accusations that were thrown at FIFA, a lot of investigations that showed that FIFA was pretty corrupt in certain areas. I'm not saying that you have to like that, but what I am saying is it doesn't serve you to allow that to affect you. This is coffee. This is organic coffee. So it does not serve you to allow that to affect you, because the fact of the matter is, if something is that far corrupt, I'm not saying support it, I'm not saying agree with it, but what I am saying is make sure you're just taking control of what you can take control of, which is yourself. So if you look at politics in football and you go, for example, you want to, play at a certain level, and you look at politics in football and go, well, what's the point? It's corrupt. I'm never going to make it. Well, that only hurts you if your dream is to say go professional, for example. But if you go, okay, I understand there are politics in football. This is going to be tough. Becoming a pro is going to be tough. Most players don't. Only 1% or even less of players who play actually go pro. So it doesn't serve you to give into that corruption. Do I think there is corruption, manipulation, things that are very unfair, people who take advantage of other people? Yes. This is documented. It happens. It absolutely happens. What you can do is you can protect yourself by learning about that and making sure it doesn't happen to you, but it's not a reason to not go for what you want to go for, if that makes sense. Don't let what other people are doing prevent you from chasing your dream. So if you want to become a pro, don't let the corruption, don't let the politics in football deter you from going after what you want. Do the best that you can with the situation you have, and even if you face some of that politics or corruption, still go for it, because it's your life. You get this, and you get to choose what you do with it. So don't let that turn you down, okay? One of you asked, why am I not, can you do more tutorial videos? So I'll answer both. Why am I not uploading as much? So tutorial videos, I will be doing more. I'm currently going through physical therapy for back injury. So that's why I'm not doing any tutorial videos, because I physically can't do any tutorial videos. Hopefully I will be good to go. My body will be all better by the spring, so we'll be doing a lot more tutorial videos. Now, about not doing as many videos on the channel, guys, just so you know, I was doing a video a day on the channel. That's really hard to do. So I actually burned out a little bit and had to take a step back and just go, okay, I need to focus on something else here. I need to just relax for a second, because doing a video a day is takes a toll on you eventually. So will we go back to that at some point? Probably. I'll probably do a video a day again at some point, but I wanted to focus on some other things, like building that confidence course. I wanted to add more stuff to my program, Ultimate Soccer Skills. So for you guys that are in Ultimate Soccer Skills, you can be expecting a lot more stuff in there. And for those of you who are interested in that, you can go check it out. It's in the SimplySoccer Academy. So there's that as well. So I will be doing more videos. We'll probably be doing 3 or 4 a week or something like that. And then eventually we will get back to that. And I will be doing more player analysis videos as well. I was going to do a Kevin De Bruyne one at some point, but I still will. We'll get to that. So Dedicated for Life asks how to stop giving up. Okay, good question. So I think a lot of people, and I know I've fallen into this, is when things start to get tough, is the initial reaction is to give up. And what I would offer to you is, if you're thinking about giving up every time hardship comes your way, you need to reevaluate your goals and why you're doing what you're doing. So what I mean by that is, if one like hardship comes up, for example, and you're giving up immediately, it probably means your reason for doing it in the first place isn't strong enough. So for example, if you want to, I don't know what it is, you want to start a YouTube channel, but you give up at the first negative comment, maybe doing a YouTube channel isn't what you truly want to do. When you're passionate about something, and I've gone over this before, when you have a vision, when there's something that you're pulled towards that you feel so strongly about, you won't, when you think about giving up, you'll still go through. And everyone asking me to answer their questions, understand I can only answer one question at a time. I will try to get to your question, but repeating it over and over again isn't going to make it any more likely. I'm going to be watching it after this. We're probably going to do 10 more minutes, and then we'll go off to the game. So this is going to be a bit shorter. But anyway, about giving up, just, you gotta feel strongly about whatever it is you're doing. Have a vision, have a strong why statement, and that will pull you through those hard times. Because here's the thing, there will be hard times before any sort of success. There is no getting around it. There will be. So you need to be prepared for that, and you need to make sure what you're doing is something you really feel passionate about and you really, really, really want. Because if not, you probably will give up somewhere down the road. So that's the best advice I can give you. It comes internally, that motivation to keep on playing, okay? All right, so I'm going to answer first the last question I have here, and then for the rest of the time, we're going to answer your questions in the comments. The last question is by Furkan. I am not going to pronounce this right, but Furkan Akin. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. How to improve football IQ by watching pro matches. So, okay, perfect, since we have some games on today and we're about to go watch the rest of the Chelsea-Man United match. Here's how you improve your IQ through watching matches. What you want to do is, you don't want to just passively watch a match. You want to be focused on what's going on. Now, one of my favorite things, it depends on what you're going for, but one of my favorite things is you want to watch players in your position. So, for example, if I watch a Barcelona match, I'm going to be paying extra attention to Suarez because I play striker. If I'm watching Chelsea, I might pay extra attention to Morata or whoever's playing in the striker position, Giroud if he's playing. If I'm... All right, man, good job. If I'm watching Liverpool, I'll be watching Bobby Firmino. So I'll be watching what they're doing. I'll watch their movement off the ball. I'll watch what happens when they get the ball. I'll watch, what they're doing, not just when they get it, but what they're doing throughout the whole game. What's their movement like? Why did they do certain things? And the more you ask yourself these questions, the more you think, okay, why did he do this? Why did he do that? Why did he make that run? Why did he not shoot there? Did he make a mistake there? What can I learn from this? And the more you can go through a match and do that and think, where's the mistake here? What did he do right? How can I apply that to my own game? The more you're going to recognize patterns and all that stuff as well. So that's how you do it. If you want to analyze the game as a whole, just come at it more analytically. Watch the game and go, okay, why did that player do this? Why did he do it? Was there space available? Why did he dummy the ball there? Why did he not take that guy on? The more questions you ask, the better the questions you ask, the better the answers. So that's what you want to continuously do. All right, guys, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do about 10 or less more minutes, which is a weird way to phrase that, and then we're gonna get back to the game. So let's get your questions in the comments right now. Let's get them rolling. What do you think the most important thing in football is that will get you to that next level? Well, depending on your level, it will differ, but one of the things is just to keep at it, keep training, and keep going for progressive stuff. So if you don't feel you're improving, you need to increase your challenge. If you feel like the team you're on isn't helping you, you need to look for a new team. There's many things you can do. Always try and challenge yourself. Through challenge is what we grow. Don't challenge yourself so much. Ali, I answered that question. Don't challenge yourself to the point where it's too difficult, but challenge yourself where it's a little bit above your comfort zone and you keep getting better and better and better, okay? So The better players you can hang around with, the better you'll get. The better players you play against, the better you get. The more individual training you do, the better you'll get. The more deliberate practice you do, which is what we go over in Ultimate Soccer Skills, but the more we do, the better we will improve. Okay? So hopefully that will help you out a little bit. Is it bad to get nervous before a game? No. Okay, so here's a popular misconception. Like, people, I think players think it's bad if they get nervous before matches. Getting nervous before a match is really normal. It's not unusual to get nervous before matches. What I'm saying is you do want to figure out how to deal with those nerves, because you don't want to go into the match and keep being nervous. A lot of players will go into the match and after a few minutes in the match will lose that nervousness as they get comfortable with the match. But if you don't have something that helps you deal with that nervousness, it can definitely affect your performance. But don't think there's anything wrong with you if you get nervous. The majority of players get nervous. Professional players, you think going into a Champions League match or a Premier League match don't get nervous? They do get nervous. But the thing is, they're used to dealing with those nerves. They know how to overcome those nerves. They know how to thrive in those situations. So you just kind of have to learn how to deal with it. I have a video that goes over how to calm your nerves, how to relax in those situations, because a lot's happening up here that's causing you to become nervous. But there's a lot of things you can do for that. So definitely look up some videos on how to remain calm in those kind of situations. All right, guys, we're going to answer a couple more questions. I know this has been a rather short one, but I know I definitely want to get back to the Chelsea match. So let's get a few more. I have to scroll up here. I have done an analysis of Neymar. If you take a look, I went over how to beat multiple defenders. So kind of in a ball hog way, but there's a difference between being a ball hog and someone who's effective. Neymar is effective. Sure, he holds on to the ball sometimes too much, but when he passes three players and then sets up a player for a goal or scores himself, no one's complaining because it's effective. A ball hog to me is someone who holds on to the ball to the detriment of the team. If someone's holding on to the ball and making things happen, that's not a ball hog in a negative way. And if you have a player on your team like that, you can't really get upset at them, because if they're making things happen and they're doing things in the match and helping you win the game, then I don't care if they hog the ball a little bit. That's what they're good at. I mean, if you were playing with Hazard for Chelsea and he just beat four players and scored, would you be mad? No, you'd be ecstatic. You just scored. So there's a difference between a player who dribbles with the ball a lot successfully and a player who hogs on to the ball. A ball hog to me is someone who does it to the detriment of the team, okay? And I do have a video on Neymar analyzing him. It's how to beat multiple defenders like Neymar, okay? All right, let's get a couple more. Dedicated for Life, how to get over pre-match fear of failure. I would say go take a look at that video I suggested, which is how to calm your nerves and relax before a match. I go over a lot of information on exactly what you're asking in those in that video. Also, the confidence course I mentioned, I would definitely get in that and go through that. It's just a 7-day course. You're not receiving the email. I'll look into that after the live stream, because I've had a few people. A lot of people have told me that they aren't receiving. A lot of people are getting in just fine, and then a lot of people are having some problems. So I will definitely. I just saw something. Okay. So I will take a look at that. I understand a few people are not getting in. All right, let's answer a couple more, and then we'll get to this Chelsea game. Why do I always mess up? All right, I won't count this one, but really quick. Why do I always mess up when a teammate passes to me? That comes down to nervousness. If you're losing the ball a lot, taking bad touches, even though you know you're good enough not to, it's nervousness. So again, take a look at that video I suggested about remaining calm. The more calm you can remain and more composed you can be in pressure situations, the better you're going to perform. All right, all right. Hold on, I got to get back. I got to scroll down. Who do you got? I think Man City. I think they're the better team right now. But honestly, in a final, it's whatever. Dave, build your body very strong so you can become a pro. That's what I'm currently doing. I'm in physical therapy to strengthen my body and recover from injuries. So I may look skinny. I'm like 188 pounds. So I'm not as small as people think I am. But I definitely could use some strengthening. And right now I'm going through physical therapy to heal and then work on that. Okay. Is Hazard a forward or midfielder? Well, in today's day and age, I mean, it's like asking, is Mo Salah a winger or a striker? I mean, positions these days are not so rigid. You know, they're becoming more and more fluid. Coaches ask more and more of each position. So Hazard could be both. I know Conte is playing him a lot as the main striker because Morata was out of form and Giroud just came in. Typically, he plays more behind the striker so that he could run on to knock down, so that he can influence things in the build-up play and beat players. So I'd say he's more of a center attacking midfield player. But yeah, he's played in that position. But I wouldn't think of him as a striker, if I'm being honest. Is it bad to be too tall or too short for soccer? One of the beautiful things about football is it doesn't matter how tall you are. Messi's like 5'7", Ronaldo's like 6 foot. There's no height requirement. Peter Crouch was like 6'8" and he played at the top level for Liverpool. You know, don't worry about your size. You can always do something about your strength and things like that. But if you think you're too small, well, okay, Aguero, Raheem Sterling, Mo Salah, Messi, all pretty short players. You're thinking you're too tall? Take a look at Peter Crouch. He was a giant. Yet he played at the top level, played in World Cups. So you don't have to worry about whether you're too big or too small, like height wise. There's always a place for any sized player in the game. All right, let's get one more good question before we sign off today and go watch the rest of this match. The 7-day challenge starting. There's no start date. You can just start it whenever you want. There's no day we're starting it. You just sign up for the course and you go through it at your own pace. I recommend doing a lesson a day. I give you instructions in the course, but there's no. This was not like a 30-day challenge I planned. This was a little mini course I made for my paid product, Ultimate Soccer Skills, and decided to give away for free as well. So it's because I understand how important confidence is to actually becoming a good footballer. So that's why. All right, let's get one more good question. You can go to the last video. It'll tell you how my last video on the channel. It'll tell you how to sign up. Okay. What's up, Aaron? How you doing? Got Germany in the house. CM tips. Ali, make sure you follow all the instructions. You have to. A lot of people have been asking me this. Okay, this is not the question, but a lot of people have been asking they can't get into the course. Follow all the directions. You go to the page, you put your email in, you'll get an email that tells you how to go through it. Read the whole email and do what it says. Fill in all the information because there have been plenty of people who haven't had a problem getting in. Make sure you go through the whole thing. You can get in. I know there's a lot to fill out. The only reason there is because of the website I use. I can't get around that, unfortunately, but you can get in. And if you're really having trouble, you can contact me via email and I'll help you get through. Okay, let's get one more, guys. I look like Isco. Oh, thank you. I'll take that. If I could play like Isco, that would be cool too, because he's a good player. Should I? Come on. Let's see. Intelligence versus technique. All right, we'll answer this question because okay, so what should you do if you have a goal dream but your family friends are against you? I believe that I can be a pro player but everyone is against me. So that's a good question. Okay, here's the thing. When you chase a big goal or a big dream or anything that really really gets you going, you're really passionate about, you're always going to have opposition. And the unfortunate truth is, yes, sometimes it's going to be family, sometimes it's going to be friends, sometimes it's going to be players or people that are close to you. And the thing is, I know it sucks, but you can't let that deter you. You have to do what you want to do. You have to chase after what it is you want. Because the fact of the matter is, whatever your beliefs are, in my eyes, you get this life once, at least like this. All right, I'll mention you. I can't pronounce your name, but Imhin, is that how you pronounce it? Let me answer this question now. I can only answer one at a time. You got to chase what it is you want. It's no use living somebody else's vision for you or somebody else's life. So if you want to become a professional player, go all in on that. If you will find support from people. There are people who will support you. If your friends and family don't, I'm not saying leave your, ostracize your friends or family, but, don't listen to them. You have to do what's best for you sometimes. And here's the thing, you have a community right here on YouTube that are other players trying to do the same thing. So hang out on communities like this. You can get in programs where they, you're getting better and they encourage you. There are other channels on here, like we mentioned Become Elite already, where you can go, where you will find like-minded players also trying to improve. So surround yourself with people like that. Join groups that do that. If you have people in your life who are also trying to chase that dream or trying to become better, surround yourself with those people who will encourage you. And I understand it's difficult when it's your family and there are these people against you, but here is the fact of the matter. Here, when you boil it all down, here is the answer, is it's your life, nobody else's. Oh, hi, Lily. How you doing? I'll be talking to you in like an hour and a half. Wait, no, I'll be talking to you at 12. Yeah, 12. It's usually 11. Lily's my coach for you guys who don't know. But it's your life. You get to live it. Nobody else gets to live it. I mean, if I came in and you said you wanted to do something and I sat here, I was sat right here and I said, no, you can't do that. I forbid you from doing that. Well, how would you react? You'd be like, well, screw you. I'm going to do it anyway. I understand, but because it's from your family or friends, we react differently. But it's still the same. If you want to do it, go for it. Again, this is your life to live. Nobody else's. Other people will try and control you in some ways sometimes. And again, this is a touchy subject because if it is your friends or family, I'm not saying this is something you should just say to them and be like, well, screw you guys. But what I am saying is make sure you know that this is what you get to decide what you want to do. You get to follow your own path and don't let anyone deter you from that. Don't let anyone shoot you down because, again, this is not their life to live. They have their own thing. Let them do their own thing. They get to choose what they do, but don't let that affect you. If you want to go for it, go for it. Again, you have a community here who's going to support you on that. You have communities here on YouTube, again, that will support you on that. So don't forget that. I understand it's tough. I've had the same kind of issues sometimes. But you just got to follow what you're called to do. So if that's becoming a pro, go after that. All right, guys, so we're going to have to end here because I know a lot of us want to get to the game. I know a lot of us have some things to do. I got some stuff I got to do. So safe. If how to stand out, I have a whole video on that. Look up how to stand out in soccer. Watch that video. Sorry, guys, I got to go. Thank you so much for standing in. CAM tips, there's a video on that too. Almost all your questions, I have videos too, so make sure you search that up. Let's go watch the Chelsea-Man United game, and we will definitely be doing, don't worry, we do these live streams every week, but thanks, guys, so much for tuning in. I will talk to you later. If you didn't get your questions answered, we'll answer them in a future future live stream. I really appreciate you all tuning in, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye, guys.